Hey guys, how you doing? This is Junior. I'm going to be doing the driver's side compartment of the PreTrip. I'm going to be talking about each part that goes with that and explain a little bit more about it, alright? So I'm going to start off with the mirrors. The mirrors, make sure they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, clean and free of debris. And when you talk about the door, you're going to talk about the door and hinges, along with the seal and the door latch. But you're going to first start off by saying, I'm going to look at my door, make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. You want to open it, and then as you close it, you want to talk about the door latch. Make sure my door latch open and closes properly. So if you, at that point, you have already demonstrated to the examiner that the door latch open and closes properly. After that, you proceed to talk about the seal. My door seal, make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not torn or missing, it's not cracked or dry rotted. Then you come in here and you talk about the hinges. Make sure they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And from there, you proceed back out and close it. So again, when you talk about the door and hinges, you're going to talk about the door, the hinges, the door latch, and the door seal. All right. So again, make sure the door, as you talk about it, make sure you open it and then talk about it. So again, I'm gonna do it again. Look at my door, make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Make sure the door latch open and closes properly. Then you proceed to talk about the seal, then the hinges. All right. Come out over here to the fuel tank. Make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking. Make sure my fuel cap, it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking, and it's on tight. Then from here, I don't have a trailer because I just dropped mine at the yard. I'm in Laredo, waiting for the one from Mexico to come in. So from here, I go to the exhaust. Now at this point, some trucks may have the exhaust up and along the back on the passenger side. Wherever yours is, make sure you talk about it. So the exhaust, make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. No signs of leaking. All right. Then over here we come to the drive shaft. Make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not twisted, and the U-joints are free of debris. From here, then we go to the catwalk and steps. Make sure they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, clean and free of debris. Then from the catwalk and steps, we go to the frame and cross members. Make sure the frame is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no illegal holes or welds. The paper says no unauthorized welds, which no illegal holes or welds is basically the same thing. And no missing cross members. All right. After the cross member, the frame and cross member, we go to the torque arm, which at this point, you're gonna have a trailer over here, so you're gonna have to reach in and point at the torque arm, which the torque arm is that right there. Make sure it's properly mounted and secured to both ends, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right. Then from the torque arm, we come back over here to the, what I call this, the spring mount. So when you talk about it, you're gonna stand right here where I'm at now, which is right here by the catwalk and steps. All right. So you're gonna stand right here like this. You're gonna talk about every part that's on here. All right, so you're gonna stand over here and talk about it. All right, because over here, when you come over here, you're already gonna be talking about the frame and cross members, and then you're gonna be reaching in to talk about the torque arm. So over here, you're gonna be talking about, after that, you're gonna be talking about the spring mount, properly mounted and secured at both ends, not cracked, bent, or broken. Look at my spring arm. Make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked. Properly mounted and secured at both ends, not cracked, bent, or broken. Then you're gonna look at what's on the spring arm. You have the U-bolts. Make sure the U-bolts are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, none are missing. What's by the U-bolts? The shock absorbers. Make sure it's properly mounted and secured at both ends, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking. Then from there, it may be a little harder to get in there and start talking about the airbag. So you want to step out from the little spot you're in. Come back over here, and you're gonna talk about the airbag. Make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bend, properly mounted, secured to both ends, not cracked, bend, or broken, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, not leaking, and no missing mounting bolts. All right. Then from there, if you want to step back out and come over here to the spot, so you're gonna do this, talk about the airbag, and then you're gonna come back over here to finish talking about the rest of the stuff. At this point, you want to talk about the brake chamber and hose. Make sure it's properly mounted, secure. Brake chamber, make sure it's properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. And you're gonna talk about the brake hose. Make sure it's properly mounted, secure to both ends, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. Then what's on by the brake chamber and hose? You got the slack adjuster and push rod, which is that right there. Make sure it's properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, with the brakes released and the push rod pulled by hand. It should not move more than 1 inch. All right, so you already got all that covered. You come back out here, you're gonna be right next to the trailer, and then you're gonna be talking about the brake drum, the brake lining, the drive tire. Then you're gonna be talking about the rim and so on. All right, so brake lining, the brake drum, make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The brake lining, all right, as long as you point, like I said, as long as you point, you're gonna be like this. You can point down there inside, he'll know you're talking about the brake lining, brake drum. Brake lining, make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, free of oil and debris, and the friction material is not worn dangerously thin. All right, so from there we come to the drive tire. Make sure you say drive tire. All right, make sure that there is no abrasions. Wait, let me see, let me make sure I'm saying it right. They got it different. Let me see. Yeah, make sure there's, hold on. All right, drive tires, make sure there's no abrasion, bulges, or cuts to the tread or the sidewalls. All right, make sure that the tread depth is no less than 2/32 of an inch. Properly filled the manufacturer specifications, and I will check that by using the air gauge. All right, so let's do it again. Drive tire, make sure there's no when you say there's no abrasion, bulges, cut, make sure you touch all 3 tires. I mean all 3 sides, not all 3 tires. All 3 sides, and as you talk about it. So drive tire, make sure there's no abrasion, bulges, or cuts to either the tread or the sidewalls, all right, of the tire. Make sure it has no less than 2/32 of an inch of tread left, or it has no less than 2/32 of an inch of tread on it. And make sure that it's filled the factory specifications. You know, the air's filled the factory specs, and I would use an air gauge to check that. So from here we go on to the rim. You know, make sure it's properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, no illegal holes or welds. They say no unauthorized welds, same difference, no illegal holes or welds. When you talk about the lug nuts, make sure you point at them all. Make sure that they're all properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. There are none missing, no rust trails or powder residue, and there's no cracks around the bolt holes. Then you're gonna talk about the axle seal. This is the axle seal. Make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking, and filled to manufacturer specifications, and there are no missing mounting bolts. And then from there you come over here to the mud flap. Make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right, guys, so I just explained a little bit about every part of the driver's side pre-trip. I'm gonna go back and point every part of it out. All right, that goes with that. So we got the mirror, the door, the door latch. Make sure it opens and closes properly. The door seal, the door hinges. Then you come back to the fuel cap, the fuel tank, the fuel cap. Then you work your way back over here, in this case, to the exhaust, the drive shaft, catwalk and steps, frame and cross member, torque arm. Then you step back and you're going to talk about the spring mount, spring arm, then the U-bolts, the shock absorber. Then you step out, come back over here, talk about the airbag, step back out, come back over here, you talk about the brake chamber and hose, then you talk about the slack adjuster and push rod, then you step back out, you're going to talk about the brake drum, brake lining, drive tire, the rim, the lug nuts, the axle seal, and then you're going to finish it off with the muffler. Alright, so that's everything on the driver's side pre-trip. This one is optional. You may or may not get it. That depends on your luck. Alright, so I hope it helps. If you have any questions, guys, ask me. I'd be more than glad to answer them and explain something a little bit more. Like, subscribe, share. Hopefully it helps you guys.